my god, my hair. It looks so faded. Oh my god. It looks pink. My hair has officially reached the point where, like, I look like I could be my normal hair color again on top, and then it's the dye, right? It's the dye on the rest of my head, but I've officially started washing my hair with warm water because I have a plan for my next hair dye adventure, but I'm not able to do it until June. But I'm trying to get as much of this color out so that I can put the new one in. And I'm hoping it'll work because it's a really drastic color change. But I'm just like, I didn't realize it looked pink. Oh, wait, maybe I need to dye my hair pink. Hold on. That wasn't my plan, but maybe like a raspberry pink? That might be in the cards for me. Okay. Not why we are here at all. FYI. Is that FYI? Don't learn ASL for me. I did it for like a month in high school. Okay? Like I'm not even being funny. It's midnight and I just got interrupted by the loudest motorcycle in the man, but okay. Also, if it wasn't obvious, I am trying to film a reading vlog without my mini microphone. Typically I do, but I wanted to see if I liked this better, because if so, I'm just gonna stop using my mini microphone, which is so funny because I bought it because I didn't like my audio quality on just my regular phone, but then I realized that I actually got a phone upgrade since using my mini microphone, and I now film my business videos without my mini microphone, which is so funny to me. Not important to why we're here today. Today we're here to read. We're gonna read together today. This is gonna sound so funny leaving my mouth, but this is the one week of the month that I like 100% mood read. Because I make reading content, I go into the month with kind of an idea of what I want to read and when, and even though I'm a mood reader, I try to keep it kind of broad, but also like not, so I can mood read, but also we're doing something like themed situation. So I can mood read within a genre, but I'm within a genre. Or like for when I'm doing the alphabet challenge and I'm reading through the alphabet, I just have to find a book that has the title that is the letter, right? So it's still kind of mood reading, but also like with a little bit of constrictions, right? But the day that I am starting to film this is actually the transition week of going from February into March, and because of the fact that both of those months are like squares on the calendar, I have like an extra 2 days to just completely mood read, which is so much fun for me. And I'm excited to mood read. And I get that extra week because I always film a monthly reading wrap up. So I'm over the moon excited. I'm mood reading my way through books, and I'm having a fun time. I just finished reading Bloody Heart by Sophie Lark, which was absolutely freaking phenomenal. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I am genuinely so upset that I didn't film anything of me reading it for any vlog or anything, because it was so good, and I have not picked up a good book like that in a really long time, it feels like. So I was just like thoroughly enjoyed and excited and absolutely loved Bloody Heart. Oh, absolutely stunning. I am so devastated that we are reaching the end of that series, though. Absolutely devastated. I'm going to miss that world so much, but we're not going back into the Buddha Birthright series right now. I kind of already showed you what we are reading, but the next book that I'm picking up is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I have technically already read 2 chapters, but I was going to read this completely on my own. But I'm having some thoughts, which is weird for me. I typically don't get any like significant thoughts about a book until like 50 to 100 pages in, depending on the genre. Romance is typically on the lower side, just simply because of how the books go, but not, what am I, 10 pages in? 10? 20 pages in. And this is not hooking me in the way that Butcher and Blackbird did, which is so funny because Butcher and Blackbird is the book that got me back into reading, but I think it might have been because of the competition aspect between our 2 main characters. And at this point in Butcher and Blackbird, we had already met both of our main characters, gotten both of their perspectives, and they had already made like a little bet with each other, you know? We had something to look forward to, there was a competition aspect, there was a lot of chemistry between the characters, and just seemed like amazing overall fun vibes, right? Leather and Lark. 2 chapters in, none of this are spoilers, but our girl, once again, is a serial killer, and I'm assuming our guy is like a crime scene cleaner-upper person. I don't know if it's ever actually been like said to us specifically who the main male character is, but it is unfortunately obvious, you know, and not in a bad way, just like I think I know who it is. There is always the chance that I am wrong, but typically with romances within the first couple of chapters, you can tell. Even if you don't read the back of the book, you can tell the characters that you're going to be focusing on, and I think I have my two. And honestly, I'm not like in love with it. We're already to the point where we're jumping into the future just by a year, so nothing crazy, but we're jumping into the future a year. The way that we left our characters, it was kind of like a little bit on a cliffhanger and a little bit like unfulfillment, honestly. Like they didn't even really have a conversation with each other, and I just am not getting that same pull factor as I did from Butcher and Blackbird, because there's nothing for me to really look forward to, because I right now do not feel the chemistry between these two characters. That 100% could change, right? I'm hoping that it does, because seeing that this is what, a 360 page fantasy book, I want it to change because I would love to, you know, love the romance, dark romance book story thing that I'm about to read. But again, I'm also just like 20 pages in, so I could be thinking way too much, but I also feel like it's important for me to think. I don't know. Unfortunately, my mood for this is kind of being killed. I kind of don't want to read it anymore simply because it didn't hook me within the first 20 pages. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but that is just how I'm feeling. But I really do want to read Leather and Lark. I especially want to read it because my whole hope this week as I mood read is to finish a bunch of series that I'm in the middle of or continue through them. This is book 2 out of 3 in the trilogy, but like moving forward with my stupid goal of finishing series this year, which I'm never going to shut up about until it happens. But I picked up a book in a series. That is my goal. I don't want to DNF it, right? It's not at that point. I'm just wondering if I'm not in the mood for this right now. But I do really want to try to continue reading Leather and Lark by Brina Weaver. And that's just kind of where I'm at. I already shared all my thoughts with you. I think I'm going to read a little bit tonight. We'll see. If I don't read Leather and Lark, the book that I will be reading instead is going to be Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer. This one is technically a reread for me, so I wasn't originally going to film me reading it again because we already read it like a year and a half ago. I'm rereading this so I can continue on in this series, but I don't remember what happened in book 2 really, and I can't remember how book 1 ended, so I'm like, I'll just reread it. I liked Assistant to the Villain the first time I read it, so you know, it shouldn't be like something I hate enough to not read again, if that makes sense. So this is my lineup for the moment. I typically don't actually have 2 books going at once, at least not right now. This is the first time since getting back into reading that I have 2 books going, one on my Kindle and one on my physical copy, and I'm just kind of in retrograde as to which one I want to pick up. Although this is really funny, now that I look at the covers, they kind of almost look like the similar style. That's my phone screen. Those are the lights. Like, look at that. Like, they have like the same style. You know, do you see what I'm saying? They have the same like what's it called? Like scrapbooky look, I guess. I don't know. I love both of these covers though. But that's where I'm at. Honestly, you've probably heard of both of these books. If you haven't, Serial Killers Falling in Love. Really, really, really romantic comedy, but make it fantasy. Oh, and there's a frog in here who talks with signs. That's important. But, yeah. This is where I'm at. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I think we're just going to reconvene in the morning. But I've decided we're going to mood read together. So, my ladies, these are my ladies. Shaniqua and Sasha. Those are interesting picks. Okay, I'm gonna go get up to reading in some aspect, and we will reconvene in the morning with whatever adventure I decide to go on in our wonderful little novels. Oh, geez, I forgot that I have stuff on my face and in my mouth. Wow, okay, this is gonna be fun. In the kindest way possible, I'm not going to apologize for this. This feels very fitting. I'm tired. These are because I'm tired. Well, my eyes look tired. I am tired, but not the point. And I have teeth whitening strips in right now, which is really funny because when I talk with it, I feel like I have an Invisalign in again, and I haven't been an Invisalign person for like 2 years now. Anyways, it's like 4 days later, and I'm still working on reading Leather and Lark. It took me a hot freaking second to actually get into this book and to want to read it in the same way as Butcher and Blackbird, but I think that simply has to do with how the book is set up. The way that these characters meet is so much different compared to the first book, which, duh, good. I don't want it to be a copy and paste, right? But their banter is also different, and it's a good different. I like their banter. I like how these two characters are interacting. Lost my pronunciation there for a second, but I like how they're interacting. I wish that they would interact more. Miss Lark, who is our main female character, is kind of keeping things from our main male character. And even though our main male character is keeping things from our main female character, I feel like he's actually trying and she's just not right now. And I think it's mostly out of like stubbornness. And she has like this set feeling on Lachlan, our main male character, and doesn't want to change it. But I'm hoping that she gets over it soon and that they have a conversation. It feels like we're getting to the point of like the climax of them being like butting heads and we're going to start finding some resolution between the two of them. This is kind of like an arranged marriage type situation, although not really. And I understand why we're doing the arranged marriage type situation, but it still feels strange to me. And I really don't have much more to say about that. Like the whole cult. Cult? Did I say cult? This has nothing to do with the cult. The whole arranged marriage situation. There's no cult in here. I don't know why I said the cult. There's no cult. This has nothing to do with the cult. But that aside, I can already see how these characters are coming to rely on each other a little bit differently from the other characters in the book. And they all like know each other. Like the main characters from Butcher and Blackbird know the main characters, Leather and Lark. Like they're all friends or related. In the case of Lachlan and his brother Rowan. Almost called him Ronan. So nonetheless, I'm finally getting into it. I think this is like my third day actually sitting down and reading it, and I have a little less than 50% left. I am going to do my best to not finish this tonight, seeing as it is already 10 p.m. However, I feel like it's going to happen. Because of the point where we are at in this book, I feel like I'm at where I'm going to start reading and it's just going to be like, I only have 25% left. Oh, it's only like 30% left. Oh, 45 minutes of reading? No, I should just finish that. And I'm just going to zoom through it, you know? I'm really hoping that doesn't happen because I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But nonetheless, I am enjoying Leather and Lark so far. Not as much as the first one, but I am still enjoying it. And with that, I'm going to go jump back into Leather and Lark and see what they get up to. I'm excited. I think I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. It's not working. My musica. Hello? Oh, my musica. We got the music back. Way too loud, but we got it back. Anyway. Leather and Lark, right? Yeah. I finished Leather and Lark a couple of days ago. And by a couple of days ago, I mean like 2 days ago. And honestly, I already put it down. Honestly, a little bit of a letdown, if I'm honest. I did not like it as much as Butcher and Blackbird. I said that, like, just going into it, but it kind of stayed for the rest of the book. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't, like, my favorite either. It was really mediocre. I do absolutely love Lachlan. I think that he bent over backwards to make things right with Lark, and I think that was the most amazing display of masculinity I have ever seen in a book. I really think that Lachlan deserves the best. I don't hate Lark. I don't actually dislike her. I think that she's fine. I think they're fine as a couple, but like Lachlan deserves that. You know, he deserves the happiness. Lark's just okay. Again, nothing wrong with her. It just didn't feel like she was doing a lot to like better their relationship. Anyway, I finished Leather and Lark and I haven't picked up anything since. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I truly don't even want to talk about it that much anymore. Not because it was like bad, but there's not much to talk about. It was here and now it's done. We're done. So I think we're gonna move on. I have a couple of books that I have checked out from my library on Libby as audiobooks, and I think that that's what we're gonna pick next is one of those. Because most of them are due back in the next 3 to 5 business days, and I'm working, and I want to read these before they have to go back to the library. So let me tell you the choices that we got here, and we'll pick one. The most important ones on my shelves that are due back or have loans from other people who are waiting are the following. We have The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters, One by One by Frida McFadden, Body Check by Elle Kennedy, and Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, I think. I can already tell you I don't want to read Lessons in Chemistry. That's literary. I'm not in a literary mood. We could pick up El Kennedy, although I don't know if Body Check is part of a series or not, and I don't want to pick up another series. Let me check. Dixon Rule, heard of that one. Body Check, it's a standalone. Good gracious, that's all that I needed. So we could totally pick up Body Check by El Kennedy, and we could also do One by One, or The Berry Pickers. Actually, The Berry Pickers is literary, so I'm gonna tick that one off too. The two that we have left are One by One by Frida McFadden and Body Check by El Kennedy. That's what we're gonna pick from. One by One has 9 people waiting. Body Check has 1 person. They are both due back in 9 days. I think I'm going to read One by One by Frida McFadden. Simply because there's so many people waiting for it, and it's one of these books that I have like had on my shelves literally since like August of last year. Like I just keep renewing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna read it, and I haven't yet. And I think it's officially time to read One by One by Frida McFadden. I really don't know anything about it going in. It's a Frida McFadden book, so it's a thriller. I am so hardly trying to be a Frida McFadden girly. There hasn't been a Frida McFadden book that I've rated higher than a 3. Though, if I'm remembering correctly. So maybe not in the cards for me, but we're gonna try by reading One by One. The audiobook says it's 7 hours long. I typically listen to books on like 2 times speed, so I will see y'all in like 3.5 hours, but I'm sure we'll talk in between. We'll see. It is a lot of time later. It is like 9 p.m., but I finished the book. I finished it like hours ago, and we're officially going to talk about it. And I know that I said that we were going to like talk halfway through or whatever, but I have literally never despised a Frida McFadden book more. I think actually, I really did not like One by One. I didn't like it at all. It's bad. My first instinct as to who the killer was correct. And I kind of like, kind of slided over to other people throughout the book, but like for a little bit, but no, my first instinct was correct, and now it was always kind of there, you know, and I kind of like figured it out in my head. So it was really predictable for me. And also, the way that the characters are behaving is not any logical way that anyone would ever behave in this situation. The whole thing is that they get lost in the woods on the way to an inn, right? And they're in the woods, but they're supposedly in a car on a road, and then their car breaks down and they're trying to get to the inn still, right? If that's happening, you're on at least a popular enough road that there's not going to be trees, and it's all of a sudden, oh, they get lost in the woods. Why weren't we following the road? Given it wasn't an actual road, it was just like a way to drive through the woods, right? But like, why would we not be following that? I don't care if your car breaks down. If you're gonna walk it on foot on the path that you know is gonna lead you to your destination. Don't use some random guy's backpack, compass, and map. That's so dumb. I don't know. I just feel like the way that all the characters behave is how no one would behave in this situation. And it's really strange. But I did finish it. I gave it 1.5 stars. Like, I really didn't like it. I think it is my least favorite Frida McFadden book so far. I'm also now realizing that my F's and I think my P's are coming out a little bit weird. I have my teeth whitening shit in again. It's literally not that big of a deal. I think that book just left me in a mood. But I think that we have enough time for one more book. But here's my dilemma, okay? The last book that I was originally like, yeah, we can go and pick this up, is going back to Assistant to the Villain and finishing this. I'm only on chapter, let me see if I can turn it on here. I'm only on chapter 3 of Assistant to the Villain. So realistically, we could read Assistant to the Villain, right? But my issue is that I get an inkling, and my inkling is for this. This is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, and I got an inkling and I want to pick it up. But this is supposed to be next week's reading vlog. Hint, hint. Spoiler, spoiler. Sorry. And I'm reading this as a complete spoiler series, so I can't read it with you. But I want to start it. Like, I really want to start it. So this is kind of my dilemma. I also thought that we could pick up a middle grade book, maybe, because I haven't read any yet this year, and I wanted to read, like, what, 25 or 50? And for being 3 months into the year, I feel like we should be a little bit higher on how many middle grade books we've read. And I do have Swindle by Gordon Corman over on my cart over there. So realistically, I could pick that up. And I think that might be what we do. But I want to pick this up. Why am I denying myself? I literally said going into this year that I would make my reading fun again, and I would let myself read what I want to, and this is what I want to read. But I feel really bad that we only read 2 books together. I think that's what it is that I feel bad. But genuinely, this reading week has kind of been like meh And I'm thinking this will fix my neck. The other thing we could do is start the second Zodiac Academy book. I definitely couldn't finish it before I have to start reading this for next week, but we could at least start it because today's Thursday night. So I have tonight and then tomorrow, but I do have stuff I have to do tomorrow for reading. I don't know what to do. I'm really at a loss. I'm at a loss. I'm gonna do that thing where like you go and ask somebody else to pick for you, but then your reaction gives you your actual response, okay? My 3 options are reading Swindle by Gordon Corman, Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer, or A Court of Winds and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. What should I do? You should go read Swindle. Okay. I could. I'm not happy about it. I'm mediocre. You should go read Assistant to the Villain. That I don't want to do. I don't want to do that. We're not reading Assistant to the Villain. That gives me like bad vibes right now. You should go read A Court of Winds and Ruin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Wait, one more. You should go read Zodiac Academy, the second one. I don't know what the title is. Go read Zodiac Academy. I feel better about that than Assistant to the Villain. You won't be able to finish the book though. It's like 600 pages or something. I know. You want to read Zodiac Academy? No, I want to read Zodiac Academy. I think we're gonna pick up Zodiac Academy. I'm gonna add it to my Kindle library really quickly because I do not have my physical copy upstairs and I don't want to go back downstairs. Let me get it. The Reckoning, is that the second one? Oh my god, it's not connected to Wi-Fi again. If anybody else has issues with their Kindle connecting to the Wi-Fi, please tell me how you fixed it because I've been dealing with this for so long and it's driving me absolutely insane. Literally insane. Okay, I put in the right password. We'll see if it connects. If it doesn't connect, I'll just pull it up on my iPad. It's not working. Okay, let me try one more thing because I want to read on my Kindle. I want to read on my actual Kindle. It also doesn't help that the keyboard is like minorly delayed. I broke my Kindle. I actually glitched the screen. Hold on, I was typing too fast. My Kindle's out of commission. Really? I want it on here so bad. You're really not gonna let me add it? I hate this piece of technology. Dude, I do not know why. Who the hell is Navessa Allen? Why does that sound so familiar? Oh wait, is my hotspot on? Is my phone hotspot on? Okay, I turned on my phone's hotspot because for whatever reason that works better, literally just so I can download The Reckoning. Because I think that's the second one. I'm gonna check. No, that's number 3. I need book 2. What's book 2? Uh-oh, is book 2 not on Kindle Unlimited? Ruthless Fae is the second one? Is that right? That doesn't feel right. Ruthless Fae? I thought The Reckoning was second. I'm suspicious. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Hold on. Nope, that is completely true. That is completely true. Ruthless Fae is the second book in the series. I don't know why I thought Kindle would have it incorrectly and no one would catch it, but no, it's Ruthless Fae. One of my cats was eating my Kindle case. Are you kidding me? That's like that's actually really upsetting. My Kindle just black screened itself. Is this a sign? I feel like this is a sign. It's taking me back to Assistant to the Villain. I'm giving up. I'm like literally giving up. My Kindle is actually black screened itself. This is new. This hasn't happened before. Good gracious. I don't even know if it'll let me hard reset it. Restart. We're gonna give the queen a second and we'll be back. Hold please. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm having you hold. I'm gonna go read The Reckoning. Zodiac Academy book 2, The Reckoning. No, Ruthless Fae. Ruthless Fae, not The Reckoning. The Reckoning is number 3. I'm gonna go read Zodiac Academy number 2. And if this doesn't work, I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad. And if that doesn't work because the Kindle website is down for whatever reason, then we'll reconvene and figure something else out. But it is 100% my plan to pick up Ruthless Fae, Zodiac Academy book 2 by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valentini. Is that right? I don't know. My Kindle is still black screened. Happy reading. Good gracious. Alrighty, y'all. It is our 2 days later. Like, we had the night where we read for a little bit on my Kindle, and then yesterday I got off work early and was able to read a really good chunk of Zodiac Academy, actually. Ruthless Fae. But read my way through it. Technically, it's Saturday, and I should be reading A Court of Mist and... No, what am I reading? A Court of Winds and Ruin. Like, technically I should be reading that, but oh no, it has me by the clutches. watches. I don't think that I filmed everything that I read for this book because I like hyper focused, but I am on page 178. No, I'm sorry, 177, how dare I, which is chapter 11 of this book in 2 days. Guys, I'm obsessed. I am unfortunately obsessed. And the thing is that it's not really getting better. We're kind of just treading water, and I'm realizing that the pacing of this is really weird. Or not really weird, but it's a lot slower compared to what like other books are like in this genre, I feel like. Like, for example, normally we'll get introduced to a fantasy world, introduced to what's happening, and then we are going through like, okay, and this is what 2 weeks of classes would look like, right? Like, this is what happened, da-da-da-da, not much happened. But I don't even think we're like 2 weeks into the world for Zodiac Academy. Like, we're going with them for every step of the way, and honestly, kind of appreciate it. It's a little bit fun. So I'm actually really enjoying myself, which is odd. Not in a weird way, but just like, it's not a like fully fleshed out fantasy. We've had this conversation before. It's not fully fleshed out, but I feel like it is getting better. Like, we are explaining things more, which I appreciate, and we are like on edge a little bit more, which I also appreciate, but it's still going. It's still going. It's still happening. And honestly, I'm here for it. Truly, I have no notes for it at this point. I'm only like, I think like 30% of the way into it or something. I'm not very far into this. And unfortunately, I have to put it down, and I don't want to. I want to finish this, but I am gonna put it down. And we'll have to return to it like the following week, you know, like in 2 weeks we'll be back here unless something else tickles my fancy. But no, I gotta come back to that world. I'm having a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna go finish Ruthless Fae. I am gonna go start reading Court of, what am I even reading? War and Ruin? Is that what it's called? Akawar? I'm gonna go read Akawar, but we're not doing that together. Although I do really appreciate you being here with me today. I had a whole lot of fun reading the books that we read, even though they were kind of some weird picks, but I feel like that's always what happens when I mood read, is that I read the most obscene books that I could pick. But it's fine. I have fun. Until next time, I hope that you guys stay safe, happy, healthy, and have all of the wonderful, amazing things happen to you and in your life. And in addition to that, I hope that your book worlds are treating you just as well, if not better, than mine are treating me. And I cannot wait to see you guys next Wednesday for our next reading adventure. I said that backwards. Normally I do like the reading part first and then the safe, happy, healthy, so my brain's backwards, but whatever. I will see you guys next Wednesday with whatever we may be doing. Peace, love, and all the good things, and I will see you guys then. Bye!